If you run Atlassian Cloud at scale, you've probably asked this question: is the user data up to date? In this video, I will show you how sync and data freshness work in User Manager, so you know when to trust the numbers and what to do before you run automations or bulk operations. I'm Arby and I work as a technical support engineer and DevOps at Resolution, which means I spend a healthy percentage of my life reading logs for fun. Don't judge me.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time. Ready to shine. Brighter than all of the lights. 'Cause when it's game time.
So let's start with a situation that's way too common. You add a user to a group in your identity provider, like Okta, Microsoft Entra ID, Google Workspace, or whatever you use. You wait. You refresh, and in Atlassian or in your admin tooling, it still looks wrong. Then the dangerous thought appears. Yeah, fine, I will just fix it with a bulk action. And that's how you accidentally deactivate the wrong set of users. Or you remove access from a whole department right before release. So the core problem is freshness isn't one thing. Your user data doesn't live in a single place, or it travels through a chain of systems, and each step can introduce delay. So here's a mental model that will save you hours of troubleshooting. Think of your user data flowing through 3 layers. So layer 1 would be your identity provider. Sure, that's this Entra ID, Okta, Google Workspace. It's your source of trust for identity. Layer 2, your Atlassian organization. In Atlassian Cloud, so Atlassian can automatically provision users via SCIM 2.0. So SCIM is a standard way to create users, update users, and also manage group memberships and deactivate users. So based on what happens in your identity provider. Layer 3, users, managers, mirrored database view. Our user manager keeps its own synchronized picture of your Atlassian Cloud user data. So operations stay reliable, especially at enterprise scale. Here's a key takeaway. If something looks stale, you would ask yourself which layer is behind, because each layer syncs on its own schedule. Your IDP might push changes instantly or batch them. Atlassian might apply updates quickly or with a delay depending on size and frequency. And then User Manager updates its mirrored view based on its own sync strategies. So when someone says the data is wrong, what they often mean is the data is right, but somewhere else. So this is where User Manager's architecture matters. So instead of relying purely on live API calls every time you click something, User Manager keeps a mirrored user management picture in an Atlassian Forge SQL database. Forge SQL is Atlassian hosted storage for Forge apps. Why does that matter? Because at enterprise scale, hundreds or thousands of users, so bulk operations can't depend on a long chain of real-time API calls that might time out or partially fail. So User Manager uses the mirrored database for consistency and reliability in bulk operations and automated tasks. So the solution isn't sync more often in a way. The solution is use the right sync at the right time and understand what each sync guarantees. Let's walk through how sync works in User Manager step by step. First, you have the initial full sync. When you install User Manager, it performs a complete synchronization of users, groups, and product access across all connected sites. It builds the first baseline in the mirrored database. And second, it's a daily scheduled sync. In settings, admins can configure a specific hour for daily full synchronization. This is ideally outside business hours. So this is your nightly reconciliation. It catches changes made directly in Atlassian, plus anything that arrive from your IDP during the day. And one practical tip, pick a time when your organization is quiet, so early morning, late evening, so you reduce noise while you're doing day-to-day admin work. So let's have a look in our User Manager app. If you go to Settings and scroll down to User Data Synchronization, you would find some more details or information about it, but you will also find the possibility for the daily sync time slot. Here you could change it. Back to action. So third, it's a pre-operation sync. This one is easy to overlook, but it's your safety net. Before bulk operations or automated tasks, User Manager performs a target sync of specific elements to reduce conflicts and outdated info. So in human terms, before the app does something, it refreshes what matters most for that operation. This is how you avoid acting on a list that was accurate yesterday, but not 5 minutes ago. And fourth, manual sync. The Run Sync button. So this is your Make It Current Right Now tool. Perfect when you're about to do something big. Use it when you want, group memberships to be current before a major operation. Switch back to our User Manager. It's also here in the settings, and it's near the setting to select the daily time slot. You have here the button to run a sync. And it will start the synchronization, and you will get also details around it. Around this run sync, here's my favorite way to explain the manual sync. It's like clearing the cache, except this time it actually works most of the time. And fifth, the post-operation sync. After bulk operations or automated tasks, User Manager syncs changes back into its database. So the mirrored view stays consistent with the real Atlassian state. So that's important, because otherwise you would run bulk change and then immediately stare at outdated results. Now let's connect this back to SCIM and your IDP, because this is usually where confusion starts. Atlassian Cloud provisioning via SCIM means your IDP can automatically create users, update attributes like name and email, manage group memberships, deactivate users when disabled in the IDP. But large directories can take time to sync. And providers differ, so some push changes immediately, others batch them. So if you change something in your IDP and it's not visible yet, you might be looking at a delay in layer 1 or layer 2, and not in the app. Here's the troubleshooting sequence I would recommend. Step 1. Confirm the changes exist in the IDP. Step 2. Confirm the change reach Atlassian org provisioning. And step 3. In User Manager, run a manual sync if you need the mirrored view updated immediately. If you follow that order, you stop guessing and you start isolating the layer where time is being lost. Alright, let's land this with a checklist and clear next steps. Here's your data freshness checklist. Before bulk action or automation. 1. Did the change originate in IDP or directly in Atlassian? 2. If it came from the IDP, it must travel via SCIM into Atlassian first. 3. In User Manager, hit sync users right before the operation, if the timing matters. And 4. After the operation, expect the app to reconcile again so the mirrored view stays consistent. Now, again, 3 next steps. Step 1. Go into User Manager settings and set a daily sync hour outside business hours. Step 2. Before your next major bulk operation, do a freshness pre-flight. Make one small test change, like adding a test user to a test group or something else, and confirm it, then proceed. Step 3. Save a troubleshooting note for your team. If data looks wrong, identify the liar. IDP, Atlassian org, User Manager mirror. That alone can cut your incident time dramatically. If you want the deeper dive, check our Sync and Data Freshness documentation page for the exact sync strategies and architecture details. Thanks for watching, and may your user data always be fresh, unlike that coffee you forgot on your desk this morning.
This is my time.